Hey boys and girls, we're back for round 2. So you saw what happened when our balloon made direct contact with our flame. When when something's making direct contact with that heat, that's called conduction. Like if we're cooking and the stovetop, the burner, makes contact with our pot, that's conduction. That heat then travels up through that solid of that pan and can come down the handle. And if you have a metal handle, which metal is a good conductor of heat, and you went to reach onto that handle with your hand, it would burn. So that's why a lot of times we have oven mitts and things like that, because they're great insulators that help protect us when we're working in the kitchen with heat. So what I'm going to do this time, and you should have already made your prediction, your hypothesis. If you did not, please go to the page before this and do that before you watch the experiment or demonstration, because I want to see, and I want you to see what your hypothesis was, what your prediction was. And remember, as scientists, it's okay if our hypothesis is incorrect. It's what we learn by doing experiments and watching demonstrations and learning about different things, researching them to find out why they happen. So what we're going to do, again, is we're going to use a balloon. I use the same color just to prove that the color of the balloon does not matter. I'm going to blow it up. Now this time, oops, I forgot. Excuse me. We're going to add some water into this balloon first. So hopefully I'm not going to make too much of a mess here. Oh, the water does not want to stay in there. So I've got my water down here. I'll move this so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hopefully not making too much of a mess in the workshop here. All right, let me see if I can get this in here without making a huge mess. It doesn't want to stay in here. Somewhat working. Now it doesn't want to let go of the water even though I want it to. Let's see if I can get a little bit more. Oh, now it wants to work. Great. I guess I didn't have a good enough seal at the top. There we go. Putting some water in there. It doesn't have to be completely full. It's full. I got to be able to blow some air in there. So let me let out some of that water. There we go. Here we go. Now I'm going to blow it up. So notice, it does not have to be full of water. This is not a completely full water balloon. Not sure if you can see. No, you can't because it's not. It's not a very, very thin balloon, but the water is down probably about right here in the balloon. It's just there at the bottom. All right, now, once again, I'm going to be using fire. At home, especially by yourselves, do not ever use fire. Only use fire or flame if you have an adult around you. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Remember, what did I say? Not unless you have an adult around. Okay, now, we are going to have conduction because this balloon is going to touch this flame. But let's see what happens this time. What is going on? Oh, the balloon is not popping. The balloon actually put out the candle. Look you can see the smoke. Not smoke, but the ash, I guess, that was left on the balloon. What is going on? We're going to try that again. Once again, water's here. Balloon is touching the flame. It is not exploding. It's not popping. Now, it can put out the flame though. Now, if I weren't in my husband's workshop, I would show you that if I turned the balloon over and touched it up here, it would pop. And all of the water would go everywhere. Okay, but I don't want to do that in my husband's workshop because he'd be very upset with me. So what's happening is, see there's the smoke, the ash again. I can even rub it all around, it's on my fingers. So what's happening is you've been learning about conductors and insulators and things like that. Water is a great conductor. So what's happening is the water is actually conducting that heat. So once it's conducting that heat, it's kind of taking it away from the balloon that's in between. And it is absorbing that heat. So therefore, the balloon is not popping. So like I said, if I leaned the balloon over and made sure it touched where there wasn't any water, it would still pop. After this, you're gonna watch a video of Steve Spangler going ahead and going through all of the motions and explaining again why this happens. Pretty cool though. You could actually do this maybe as a magic trick for people that don't understand and say, I bet you I can put a balloon on top of a candle with it not exploding, and see if you can get anyone. No flame though, unless you have adult supervision. See you later.